Chris, so last question for the day is, how do I get more foot traffic in my store using local marketing techniques?
Steve, that's great. I'm going to give you 3 simple things to be thinking about and try to execute on. Number 1, what would be a great event for your store? I'm not a fan of couponing or discounting, but in some situations you need to do that. What can you get people excited about? That might be a certain type of sale, that might be an event, that might be something fun. But that's the first question. Event. What is the offer that I'm making that might cause somebody to go, that kind of seems cool, maybe I should check that out. And yeah, there's some creativity around that, and that's where, a good agency is going to help you come up with some of that, or your franchise, or franchisors out there listening, make sure you're providing that for your franchisees. But that's number 1 thing to be thinking about. The number 2 thing that you really want to focus on is, what is the best channel for my audience, my demographic and psychographic that potentially shops in my store? If you don't have that information and you're a franchisee, go to your franchisor and get that information. Your franchisor, if you're a franchisor and you don't have that information, you need to do a demographic study and understand exactly who it is that's making the purchasing decisions. And don't be fooled, sometimes purchasing decisions and influencers are different than what you might think, so be careful. Hire an agency that knows exactly what that looks like and has had success in understanding that. We're constantly amazed when we see some of these demographic studies that they forget to understand that maybe a parent is an influencer in purchasing, or maybe the parent is the one that's making the purchase, even though the demographic would look like it's a child or whatever it might be. Or a teenager making the buying decision. So really important that you understand what the channel is of the demographic. And once you understand your demographic, you can look at, okay, where does Facebook work? Where does Instagram work? Where does Snapchat work? Where am I going to get my best bang for my SEM and so on and so forth? So that's the second most important thing. And then the third thing is to make sure that you actually execute on what needs to happen within that local marketplace. I can't tell you how many times we have reviewed agency work and we have found that it's lacking in terms of actual implementation. Maybe the ad spend isn't what you thought it was. Maybe it's not actually running because there's a technical glitch. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to digital and social marketing. And so you got to make sure that it's actually being executed on. That when you click on the ad, it actually goes to your website or it goes to where you want it to go to. You got to make sure that the link shortener that you're using is working and that you're sending people to the right event, offer, contest, whatever it might be. Those are 3 very simple things, but very important as you're looking to build foot traffic in your store.
Awesome. That's great advice, Chris, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Steve. It's been great as always, and I can't wait to be back on the show again.
Sounds great. Have a good rest of your day.